Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about the question, should the Tampa Bay Buccaneers release tight end Cameron Brate? And I know I've been uploading a lot of videos recently, and I've seen some people saying, hey James, whoa, why don't you take it easy, man? You're uploading a lot of videos. I mean, guys, this is just what happens in the off-season. I'm pumping out content left, right, and center to get you guys as much coverage as possible. So I apologize for a lot of videos, a lot of content, but that's just how I do things. My apologies. Can't really slow down when there's so much to talk about involving this team. I just, I gotta talk about things, man. So anyway, we are talking about Cameron Brate today and whether or not he could potentially be a cap casualty for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This has been a topic that I've been discussing about for a couple of years now. I have, been thinking for a couple of years now that Cameron Brate could potentially be a cap casualty, and the Buccaneers just always find a way to keep him around. And it's not because I don't like Cameron Brate. I love Cameron Brate. I really do. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I love who he is as a person, and I love who he is as a player. I think that he is solid and reliable, and honestly, if he is playing a full season as a starter, he's probably up there in the top half of tight ends in the entire league. I don't think that that is that much of a stretch. We've seen Cameron Brate before as a full-time starter for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he did a pretty darn good job. It's one of the reasons the Buccaneers gave him a nice, big, shiny contract extension a couple of years ago. But we are at this time yet again where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might have to make that decision to move on from Cameron Brate to save some money. If the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were to release Cameron Brate, it would save them, I believe, $6 million in cap space, and that's money they definitely need at this point. Right now, as it stands, the Buccaneers are in the negative in terms of their cap space after franchise tagging Chris Godwin and re-signing Lavonte David. Now, there's a lot of different things that they can do to get money. Restructuring Tom Brady is a thing that they can do. Restructuring Mike Evans, some of the players along the offensive line, among other players throughout this team, are things that they can do to get more cap space. But Cam Brate saving $6 million flat, that is something that does need to be considered. Now, they could always restructure Cameron Brate's contract as well to save some money, and that is probably the first option for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They may approach Cameron Brate and say, hey, we know you restructured your contract last year. Would you be interested in doing it again? And if I was Cameron Brate, I would see, no reason to say no. I would see no reason to say, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to restructure my contract. If you're a Cam Brate, you're probably restructuring your contract if the Buccaneers approach you with that question. And that's a big if, by the way. But to have Cameron Brate, continue to be on this team, get a little bit of playing time. O.J. Howard is coming back from injury. That could cut in Cameron Brate's playing time, but he just won a Super Bowl. He probably wants to go have a chance to win another Super Bowl as well. Bucs are one of the better teams to have that opportunity with Tom Brady as the quarterback of this football team. So, yeah, if the Buccaneers were to approach Cameron Brate with a contract restructure and say, hey, Cameron Brate, would you want to do this? Cam Brate might say yes to that. I would say that it would be more likelier than not that Cam Brate would say yes. In the event that Cam Brate were to say no, or if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't even approach Cameron Brate about a contract restructuring, I could see them moving on from the Buccaneers tight end, which would be a very sad thing. Cameron Brate's been on the team now, I believe, like 6 or 7 years. He's been on the team for a while, guys. People forget how long Cam Brate's been here. But, if the Buccaneers just decide not to approach him about a restructure, or if Cameron Brate just doesn't agree to a restructure of his contract, I could either see him, A, getting traded to a team, or B, just getting released outright. Ideally, he may get traded for some draft capital to a team who might need a tight end. Who would that team be? Unsure. There's a lot of teams out there. The New England Patriots might want to crack at Cameron Brate. I think that he could be very good on that team. The New York Jets need a tight end as well. I think that they could use the services of Cameron Brate. There are, definitely plenty of teams out there who could use Cameron Brate. As I said, when he is a starting tight end and playing a full 16 games as a starting tight end, he is, in my opinion, a top half tight end in the league. That's just my thoughts. I'm not trying to be biased. I've seen it before. I'm a big fan of Cameron Brate. I'm not trying to be biased. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm actually looking at this list over here of the teams that are. I have a list on my wall of teams, you know, in terms of the division and things like that. Looking at some of the teams over here who could potentially use a tight end. I mean, I don't know, the Seattle Seahawks, maybe. Arizona Cardinals, they could use a tight end. Cameron Brate, I think he'd be very good with Cliff Kingsbury. San Francisco 49ers, no. Oakland Raiders have Darren Waller. Kansas City Chiefs, they don't need him. Oh, maybe the Chargers. They're potentially losing Hunter Henry in free agency. Maybe they could make a trade for Cameron Brate and get him involved there. Him, Justin Herbert, that'd be a pretty nice thing. Tennessee Titans, they're losing Jonnu Smith. They could get Cameron Brate. There's a handful of teams out there. There are a handful of teams out there that could use the services of Cameron Brate. The Pittsburgh Steelers, not the Baltimore Ravens. I'm going to stop looking over there now and just say that, yeah, there could be a couple of teams that would be interested in trading for the services of Cameron Brate. There are plenty of teams out there right now who are trying to make cap-saving moves. The Buccaneers probably won't be a exception to that. They will probably make some moves to save some money as well to bolster their cap number so they can re-sign some guys. And to be completely honest, if releasing a guy like Cameron Brate means that you can bring back, honestly, a Rob Gronkowski or an Ndamukong Suh or a Ryan Suckup, one of those impactful starting players for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, you make that move. And it hurts me to say that, but you do make that move. If Cam Brate would not be willing to restructure, the Buccaneers just don't want to restructure him, to save that money to bring back one of those guys, you make that move. So anyway, guys, leave me your thoughts about this, potential decision, this scenario down in the comment section below. Should the Tampa Bay Buccaneers release Cameron Brate, approach him about a restructuring? What should they do involving Cameron Brate? In my opinion, the first thing that I would do is I would approach Cameron Brate about a restructuring. That would be the first thing that I would do, and I think that that's something that Cameron Brate would be open to doing. However, in the scenario, if they don't want to do that, or if Cameron Brate just doesn't agree to a restructuring, you might have to move on from him. But anyway, guys, leave me your thoughts down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.